Ils ont mis hit him up.
Yeah.
Ils ont mis hit him up. J'avais pas le choix. J'ai commencé à crier.
Oh oui,
Okay.
parce qu'il faut crier. Il faut crier.
So
C'est la seule manière.
I forced myself to go because my
That's
brain.
fucked up, man.
On est good?
Right? That's what I'm trying to
Oh,
show.
good.
People don't understand that. A lot of people don't know.
Bon, bonjour tout le monde. Bienvenue à le podcast épisode 196.
Is it?
95.
Oh shit. Des vacances, man. Des
Je
vacances.
suis Steven Charles.
Gaby Michel.
Guys, on a Martin aussi avec nous.
Martin Monti, yep. Faut pas oublier, c'est bon. Ça.
On m'a juré la dernière fois quand j'ai pas présenté Martin.
Ouais, faut me présenter.
Puis Martin, il est là quand même assez souvent, mais on me jure. Guys, j'ai plus de voix. On a fait un karaoke, OK?
Moi aussi, j'ai fait un karaoké, mais moi, j'ai ma voix, moi.
Listen, we had a karaoke night at our at one of our boys' house for his birthday, whatever.
It's a
With
surprise party,
surprise party, big thing. Listen, they put "Hit 'Em Up" from Tupac. I lost my voice. You know, I
Like
lost my
Homie said,
voice.
Tupac doesn't yell on the beat. He doesn't yell on the
That
beat.
was going.
No,
He was going harder than Tupac. How does that make any sense?
Anyways, guys, we're officially in 2023. Une bonne main d'applaudissement.
Yep.
Yes.
Happy New Year.
Before I introduce my guests, I just wanted to say I want to thank everybody that went to the SAQ and purchased a bottle of LS Cream during the holidays. It was amazing. Like, we're almost sold out, so like we're really, really happy about that. I'm talking in English because one of our guests, I mean, two of our guests speaks mostly in English, but I did want to be. I wanted them to understand what I was saying, but tout ça pour dire que, pour de vrai, j'apprécie vraiment le support, le love, c'est vraiment apprécié. So, il en reste encore. Si vous voulez chercher, savoir où sont les bouteilles, vous allez sur saq.com, où vous avez l'application, vous marquez LS Cream, ça va vous dire exactement l'endroit où il y en a encore. Puis faites pas comme Martin, qui est allé à Jean Talon et Vio, il n'y en avait pas. Il s'attendait à en avoir, puis il a acheté du Baileys à la place. Oui, j'étais call
Il
out.
fallait la crème.
J'étais call out.
D'ailleurs, c'est à toi d'être là.
Ouais,
That's it. Voilà.
je vais prendre le diss. I'm gonna take the diss.
Well, then again, he could have gone online and to find out.
Non, mais il rentrait. Non, mais je comprends. Il connaît le secteur, il est allé à la SAQ.
I'm just saying.
Il connaît le secteur, il est allé à la SAQ. Martin.
Pour d'autres choses.
But check if he really wanted the LS, he would have went to another. He would have went to another.
I bought so many bottles of LS Cream. You can't say anything.
I'm just saying.
Even in the States, I went in Boston.
Yo,
I met a friend
That's
discovery.
for sure. He was in Boston.
Yo, man,
I saw him post something on Instagram at a Total Wine or something at a liquor store. I said, "Nigga, you in Boston? Yo, you need to go buy a bottle of ice cream in Boston." And he did.
You know what's been more expensive than in Montreal? And
We're gonna start the year in love.
So
Start
guys,
the year in
on va
love.
cheers tout de suite, and then we're gonna get
Cheers,
right into
cheers,
it.
gentlemen.
So
Cheers,
cheers,
cheers.
everybody. Appreciate
2023.
everyone.
Yep.
Cheers, man. Cheers to
Good, good.
2023. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, damn. Bailey's ain't got nothing on this.
Bro, don't forget your mic. Yeah, don't forget your mic.
Yo, hold on. Bailey's ain't got nothing. Why would I buy Bailey's when I could buy this?
Hey, listen.
Definitely.
LS Cream? This is what
Yeah,
y'all-
LS Cream. Yeah, that's what it
Forget
is.
about
man.
Bailey's. Bailey's and Kahlua is dead to me now. Real talk.
Thanks,
Push
man.
it.
Thanks. Yeah. So guys, we're gonna introduce our guest right now. I'm gonna let them introduce herself. We got Svens, friend to the show, and Svens, take it over. Just a quick reminder to people who you are, and then we're gonna pass it over.
If you
Chris, sorry, and then you're gonna introduce yourself a little bit, and then we're gonna go right into it.
for shows, Vince Teller Max, social entrepreneur, author, speaker, spoken word artist. Simple as that. And I got my boy over here, Christoph Lewis.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm just an entrepreneur. I'm just a returning citizen. I did some time incarcerated, and I'm home now. Started my own business, working on getting my life back together. It's been a journey, but I'm here.
Yeah, and that's the reason why we're here, because I was talking to Svens. Welcome. Because of what happened in Bordeaux. So Svens, why don't you pick it up to what happened to that young kid in Bordeaux, for the people that don't know?
All right.
Speak about the details, and then
And
we're
real
gonna.
quick, where is the prison located?
The prison is located in Quartier-Ville, Bordeaux prison, which is a very infamous prison for a lot of bad things and not necessarily for bad people.
Right.
So before I go into
Has a
that,
bad reputation.
Oh, very bad reputation. But before I go into that, unfortunately, Nicous Spring, he passed away after he had an altercation with a correctional officer. He had posted bail. After posting bail, 1 day later, he still was in prison. By law, when you post bail, you're not supposed to be in prison 1 day later.
Comment que c'est arrivé? Why? Pourquoi? Why?
So, long story short, from what we know, he had an altercation with the guard because he was pressed to know why he was still inside. He should have been home. He was in prison a day later. The altercation got a little more hectic, and the guard put a mask on his face. They put a spit mask on his face. It's basically like a mask so that people can't spit on you and stuff like that. And then they pepper sprayed him.
So he can breathe.
The autopsy didn't come back, so they can't say the cause of death, but I just feel like common sense. If someone has a mask and you pepper spray them, it just doesn't make any sense.
You know?
There you go. And then on another level, the person that did this, that correctional officer, was suspended. His manager was suspended. Let me tell you with that. But there's some other issues, right? First things first. When they start talking about any person that is a person of color and they've committed a crime for whatever reason, they focus on the fact that this guy is in prison, right? Then they find out.
Yeah, but Bordeaux, it's like 2 years and less, right? That's
it's
whatever piece of negativity that they can put on the back.
Exactly.
Yes.
But the issue that I find, there's a lot of issues that happened around this. The first thing is, why is it that we don't know the name of the correctional officer who did this?
Yeah.
Why is it that we do not know what is that person's history like? Does this person have, like complaints?
Comme c'était quoi le nom? Matricule 626 là, the cop that was assaulting everyone.
Who already had priors.
Yeah, she had priors, whatever. Yeah, but I get what you're saying.
Exactly, and to make matters even worse, after this situation happened, you feel me? Mind you, it's clear as day that Correctional Services Canada, or the provincial prison Bordeaux, is completely wrong in this situation, right? It's clear, right? It's clear as day. Because he shouldn't have had any altercation with a correctional officer that led to his death. When the man was not even supposed to be in prison anyway. But a couple days after, guess what they do? They come out with an article, and in that article, they start talking about Bordeaux prison. They say that, all of these people are on Snapchat, Instagram. They take 2 pictures of 2 black males. Yeah, you get what I mean? And they show them like in prison taking pictures. They talk about drones. They talk about cell phones, because people use drones to make deliveries in prison.
So what are you trying to do? Like
only black people have phones in Bordeaux, apparently.
Yeah. And it's a distraction mechanism because they fucked up so big with that death. They're trying to point the picture on something else. Yeah. So think about this. How does a reporter get that information?
It's Bordeaux people. Because it's planned.
Exactly.
It's planned.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they're giving these reporters information so they could kind of like change,
try to control the narrative.
But we still don't know the name of the correctional officer.
Do we know how old was the gentleman?
He was 21. And he was his mom's only son. So right now the family does have a GoFundMe that's out right now, and they're pursuing to see what they could do with an organization called the Red Coalition.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I know he was from NDG. He was an artist by the name of YK Lyrical. I was at the vigil. Chris and I and some other people were at Bordeaux prison on New Year's Eve. We let off some fireworks.
I saw the vigil, yeah.
Yeah, but to be quite honest with you, man, like things that people need to know about Bordeaux and prisons across Quebec, I want you to think about this. When you look at COVID-19, right? Remember the pandemic? Remember the quarantine? You remember how many femicides we had?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
For me, I'm not a statistic type dude, but for me, there is a clear distinction between the femicide rate and the quarantine. You could see that for sure.
Of course, yeah.
Now think about it. You got access to Wi-Fi, access to Uber Eats. You could go outside. You could take a walk. And people still were going on another level, right?
Mm-hmm. Imagine, yeah.
Yeah, kids that haven't been the same since. Now, I want you to think about being inside your bathroom for 23 hours a day. I want you to think about the fact that you can't take a shower. because of COVID, when showers disinfect people, right? And this is still happening up to this point right now. People are spending 23 hours in a cell.
Facts.
23 hours in a cell, and you expect this person to come out of jail normal.
Model citizen, yeah.
They're not murderers. I mean, not at Bordeaux.
No, I mean, it's a provincial.
Everywhere.
But they some people, they're still in that process until they get sentenced, right? But still, like, it's like whether they're murderers, they're not murderers, or whatever.
It doesn't matter.
There's the human. There's the human.
You know what though? That's a good thing that I'm glad that you said that.
Yeah.
They're not murderers.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, in Bordeaux, right? That's what I was talking about.
but that's not true. Because that's a provincial prison. So a provincial prison is a place where you get housed pre-trial custody until you get found either guilty or innocent.
Okay.
If you get innocent, you go home. If you get found guilty, then you go to the penitentiary.
Perfect. Okay, I was.
Point being, no problem, no harm done. But just this is how society thinks, and I want to point this out to you.
When you don't know, yeah.
Right? So it's like, even if there were murderers in there, suppose it was all murderers. So do murderers not get? You know, I'm gonna introduce myself properly so everyone knows. My name is Christophe Lewis. I was charged with first-degree murder. I was convicted of second-degree murder. I did 12 years in prison, and I came out. I have a life sentence. Anybody that knows what a life sentence is, that means that I'm on parole for the rest of my life.
Wow.
You understand?
Okay.
So it's not my first rodeo. I've been through multiple different interactions with the police. I'm from Toronto. Toronto's justice system is completely different. None the better. Let's just put it like that. A lot of bigotry, a lot of racism, a lot of all kind of systemic issues. But I'm so glad you said that, because whilst I was incarcerated, the last portion when I was in minimum, actually when I those times I just met Spence, and I want him to get back to his story and explain.
I thought
it was important for me to bring this point up. It's that one day I was listening to the radio, CKUT. I'm not going to name out the radio show, and one of the co-hosts was saying something about, guys in Bordeaux are complaining about them not being able to have a shower. And one of the co-hosts said, well, some of those guys are in jail for murder. Why should they even have showers? I was like, oh, word? So I called in the next week, and I nice everybody up, make everybody feel nice and comfortable, because I wasn't trying to, if I come on right away and be on
ready to fight a gang up on you. Yeah.
So I spoke to everybody. I respect their show. But I had to point out towards the ending of my little interview with them, I said, listen, something that you guys said last week affected me profoundly. Like, you guys can't have a double standard. People bop their head to the music that we listen to. And then when we get incarcerated and that same music that we listen to, you guys still bop your head to it, all this murder, kill stuff. It's cool when you want to listen to it. But then when guys are actually living that life and end up getting incarcerated, you frown upon them. Oh my God, they shouldn't even have showers. They shouldn't have something to eat. That's inhumane.
That's basic human.
That's basic human rights. No matter if I kill someone, you don't know why I killed someone. Someone was trying to kill me and I killed them. So what am I supposed to do? Give my life away?
They don't need
anybody in their right mind would take their life over someone else's. So I just say that, I point that out because I want to piggyback. I don't like to say piggyback, but I want to second what he's saying, because it's facts of life. And I just wanted to point that out to you, brother, so you understand that it doesn't even matter what someone's inside for. At the end of the day,
there's still a basic minimum.
Rights. And there's things that govern this country called the Charter of Rights and fundamental freedoms, and everybody's entitled to that. You could be the scumbag of the earth. And I'm not saying that the brothers in there are scumbags, because a lot of them brothers, some stand-up brothers. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of stand-up sisters in female prisons too. So I just wanted to add on that.
I think just to, segue into what you just said, is people don't know what it's like inside.
They judge without knowing.
And on top of that, they don't know what brought you inside too. They don't know the life you were living. They don't know the
conditioning.
Exactly.
The conditioning to get you there.
Yeah, but it's programmed.
Because,
It tastes good, brother. I can't lie to you.
Thank you, bro. No, but like I was saying, I think that's where it comes from. Like, I think probably in my past, I probably said something similar to what, those hosts on CKUT said, in the sense that, to me, I was rather dismissive of somebody going in and so forth. I was more of the guy that was saying, like, I would like our community to not do those type of
To do
acts,
better.
like
To do better.
to not be in the streets,
Right.
to not be whatever. Like I'm
doubt.
always talking about the source. Like I would rather you don't do that.
Assuming that the person has the option to not.
Exactly.
Oh,
You have to understand that.
I gotta. That keyword that you said, and if I say this, it's not even from me. This is from Bobby, who lost his son recently, and something that I'll never forget that he said in regards to options. He said, and I can connect to this. I know he can connect to this, and probably some of you, if you made some bad mistakes, we always make the best decision that we can. Sometimes we don't have good options. And the example that he gave is simple. He's like, I had one homeboy, right? Dude could not function in the classroom because he was always working late because he had to help his
Tired.
mom. His mom was like on OPP, old people's pension, needed to
Right.
pay for prescription, always tired in class. Dude started to steal cars. So now that he's stealing cars, he's making more money and he could sleep.
Of course.
Of course.
So how do you tell him he's doing
To
like
stop doing something that's
For
bettering your life
index
right now.
at the time.
And-
Stop
the-
doing what's bettering your life right now.
And sometimes a lot of youth just have bad options because they're not exposed to, you know what I mean, enough stuff.
Have
Yeah.
access.
Yeah, sometimes. And sometimes we get
Make the bad
attracted.
decision, yeah.
We get attracted to that lifestyle and we just gravitate towards the wrong thing.
Perfect. I'm glad you said that. Get attracted to that life. If I may add on to
Go
that.
ahead. Go ahead.
So for me, I came from a decent home. You know what I'm saying? My mom-
Define decent.
I mean, decent meaning that my mom worked a decent job, a good job.
Food
you know,
on-
my
food
mom
on
was
the table.
yeah, there's food on the table. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to go into super specifics, but my mom was a dental hygienist.
Okay.
My dad, you know what I'm saying? My dad was a hustler.
Okay.
So I seen that. So that's something that I automatically
Had in you.
Connected
had in
with.
my mind. It was innate. It was something that was
Yeah, yeah.
natural to me because I grew up even in Jamaica, seeing my dad with all the riches. You know what I'm saying? So it's like for me, that was already embedded in my
Your
mind.
parents were together?
My parents were together at some points in my life, and
Okay.
after they split.
Okay.
And
You know what I'm saying?
your dad went back to Jamaica a lot?
No, but my dad lived in Canada, but he was with someone else. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
And then like I'd go to see them in their two floor condominium. You know what I'm saying? My dad has 3-4 whips. You know what I'm saying? 3-4 women. You know what I'm saying? And every time he'd see me, he would just basically give me cash, as if this is how you love a child. You know what I'm saying? And real talk, like you can't raise a child by paying them. You see what I'm saying? And that's something that I learned. And that was something that defined who I am. But I'm gonna go even further. So like when we talk about the glorifying and liking a certain lifestyle, people don't understand like circumstances lead to certain things. Like let me think. I'll give you a perfect example. When you're growing up in a neighborhood, you'll see like, especially if you're in the hood, like I didn't even live directly in my hood. I'm
Yeah.
from Regent Park, downtown Toronto.
Right.
This is one of the famous neighborhoods.
Right.
One of the first projects in North America. Anybody
Right.
could look this up. You know what I'm saying? Before in Queensbridge, Brooklyn, New York,
Right.
all of them were built off of the template of Regent Park. Just saying.
Okay.
So anyways, when you grow up in the hood, right, and you see like the people that the community people, the activists in the community, the people that the pillars of the community, and you respect them. Like just say like Miss Birth or Miss Christine or something, like some woman that like, you know, she's been like a pillar in the community, and you see who she idolizes. Every time she sees you come by her house, it's like, oh man, you come over here with your drug dealing, get away from my house. Oh, come around here hanging around smoking, we get away from my house. But then when the big drug man come through in his big shiny Benz,
The respect's there.
oh, there he is. Oh, how you doing today? You know what I'm saying? And she shows him nothing but love. So what do you think a kid like me that's looking
Understands.
like
They
when
wanna be that
Miss Christine's
person, yeah.
always like, get away from me. I gotta be the big man. That's the only way I'm gonna get respect. Now what comes with being the big man? You gotta put in work to be the big man. And then that means putting in work whether you gotta, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna
Whichever
get
way
into
you get
specifics,
to it,
but
yeah.
you do the math.
Whichever
You know what I'm
way you
saying?
get to it.
One plus
Yeah,
one's
yeah.
gonna always equal 2. So
it
people
makes-
don't understand these factors. There's so much dynamic factors that play a part into getting to that level. And it will take us all night to talk about it, but
Yeah.
at the end of the day, you guys can understand that, listen, it's not just simple as 1, 2. There's a lot of things that a builder that leads
Some
to.
things are bigger than us, right?
100%.
A lot of people, they just don't know that reality.
And
Which
if
is-
it's, and I know we're going to come back to this, but if I'm not mistaken, something happened while you were incarcerated, correct?
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
most definitely.
Okay. So, Vince, we're going to finish on Nicholas, and then we're going to pick. Oh, yeah. But go ahead, yeah.
We definitely make the correlation.
Yeah, for sure.
The situation goes hand in hand with what I'm going to court for that tomorrow.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. I got to leave at 4 a.m. to get to Napanee Court. We're gonna get into that.
You're still here.
Okay.
100%.
Okay. Appreciate you, man. Okay.
Yeah, but when it comes to Nicous Spring, that's what's going on. Right now, I know that they're being represented by something called Red Coalition. Alain Babino is an organization that I know he's involved with.
Yep.
And that's pretty much what's going on with that.
But why was he inside in the first place? Was he inside for like a long time, or he just got in?
That I'm not sure.
Well, if he posted bail, he was pre-trial, right?
Well, if he posted bail, he shouldn't have been in there.
Definitely.
What he did that got him in there, I feel like is completely irrelevant.
Right.
Exactly,
because the main thing
Has
is
nothing to do with
the
him.
way he was treated. And on another level, before we go into like that violence, I just want to mention a couple of things. You feel me about that? How bad it is at Bordeaux. So we have someone that was at. But when I say we have someone, I work with Desta, right? And we have a holistic approach when it comes to dealing with people that are inside. We help people with employability. We help people when it comes to entrepreneurship. Help them just get their life back on track when they get out of prison, right? This is how I connected with Christophe.
That's right.
And on another level, I'll give you one situation just to show you just how fucked up it is at Bordeaux. So we got someone inside, right? He has an abscess in his mouth because of he's having some pain with one of his teeth.
Right.
He complains. And every time he complains, they give the guy Motrin IB. They give him 2 pills and they tell him, nah, man. Like, I want to see the nurse. It's like, nah. It gets so bad to the point where his leg becomes completely inflated. And even though his leg is like completely swollen and sore and he keeps complaining, they don't give him no attention. I spoke to a medical professional, and you know what they told me? Just an abscess in your mouth can actually cause you to have all type of issues with your heart.
Facts.
They would give the man no attention. So what we did was we finally got with human rights. And after we got through all of the human rights lines that we could get through, we got to someone. The next day, the man got treatment.
It's crazy, man.
So they really don't give a shit.
It's crazy.
That's one thing. When it comes to visitation, if you ever try to, I guarantee you, anybody listening right now, if you try to visit someone that is in a provincial prison, I'm telling you, it's hell. I got one of my very close friends, man. Sometimes we take turns trying to call so she could get a visitation with one of her children. When it comes to anything with people inside, man, I'm telling you, it is upside down, backwards.
So, and I'm guessing the reason it's like that is because they're making it happen on purpose, basically. Like, sort of? Or is it like the health system? It just sucks.
Well, the health system is one thing, but
the visitation has nothing to do with
the correctional system. The correctional system is just upside down. It is not made to help people rehabilitate. It is not made to serve people.
But is it on purpose or is it
it's on purpose?
Yeah, it's on purpose.
It's on purpose.
It's not that it's not well managed.
Listen, they have all the structure in play. They can make things work the right way.
They just choose not.
They choose not to.
They decide not to do it.
They arbitrarily do this because they know that they can do it, and it's just like
society doesn't care.
There's no consequences to them.
A lot of them take these type of jobs because they hate convicts. They hate people that are affected by systemic issues. So they go in there with that mind state, like, I hate these niggas. I hate
these people deserve to be here.
So they deserve to be treated like shit.
Yeah.
And something else to add to what he's saying is they go unchecked. So I'll give you another example. Like, you're dealing with the prison system. Most people are completely oblivious to what's going on in prison. We just think, okay, it's a whole bunch of killers, rapists. They deserve to be there. Just keep them far away. But there's two things with that. So we both really connected to Dr. Ted Rutland, right? Dr. Ted Rutland is doing some research, and he's trying to find out what are like the statistics with people in prison. Do you know in Quebec the way they classify the prison population?
I don't know.
They don't even go like black, Hispanic, you know what I mean, or like Arab. They go dark skin.
I knew it. Really?
They go light skin.
I knew it.
So you know what that does? That puts you in a position to make it. It makes it very, very difficult to see the statistics of what's going on in prison.
Categorized by skin tone.
And this is all like in in the newspapers and everything. So that just gives you an idea. Yeah.
It's just
So
every
because
show.
all of us in the room, we black, right?
Yeah? I mean, Martin's not black.
Okay.
But the ratio says that we all are.
Okay, but we are black. But who's to
Well, you might
say?
as well be because he's hanging with all black. He's getting the same treatment, trust me.
That's what I'm saying. But look, at the very end of the day, who's light skinned here? Who's light skinned?
No, I'm
That's
kidding.
for them to define.
Always telling him that.
That's for them to define.
That's for them to define who's dark
that's for
skinned.
them to decide.
That's what I'm
That's for them
saying.
to define.
So how do you statistically measure what's going on? It's like it's a whole bunch of nonsense in there, man.
You know, it's
ridiculous.
I'll say this. One thing I could tell people, and I don't shy away from this. Like me, I don't wear like. I have so much I want to get into.
Go.
I'm be honest with you, like people don't give a fuck until it affects them.
Of course.
Let me tell you right
That's
now,
a
I know a lot of
universal
people that be like, oh my God, you know what I mean? Like these guys are complaining. Let their son get locked up and can't eat.
Yes.
Of course.
Let their son be locked up in prison and get his brains beaten.
Yep.
Let their son lose his life in prison and see how quick they're outside like this. Power to the people. And you see? Because people don't realize
That it can
until it
happen to
affects
them.
them.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And that's a sad part. And I tell people all the time, I'm saying, listen, I'm gonna ride for myself regardless. And I know how to make things happen. I make water out of, you know what I'm saying? I take water out of a stone, like, you know what I'm saying? I can get milk out of a stone, like I will do what I do. You know what I'm saying? I'm a hustler, but not everybody has that. You know what I'm saying? And some people fall into depression, and it's a vicious cycle.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
So I say all that to say this, like, the young man that lost his life, first of all, that didn't have to happen.
Yep.
He got bail, and they kept him there arbitrarily, and they know that this is wrong, and yet still they're trying to deflect. They're trying to find, like, put up a smoke screen and show something else that has no bearing. It doesn't matter how much guys have phones in the jail. That's something for you guys to deal with separately. And what does and how they're showing it, it's just so sad.
And this is
like
the incident happened how long ago now?
It's within the same week. Like maybe within a week
after,
and 10 days.
I think he died like on 23rd, right? It was like right before
23rd,
Christmas.
24th.
So of course he
Died
wanted
on
to
the
get out, right?
24th,
I mean, you
I
post
think.
bail, Christmas is coming, you want to be with your family, right?
sure.
So
But not
we're
only that,
talking
you got
about in
granted
the span
the
about
right.
a week now.
Yeah.
We're talking about
But that
and the
article-
lack of information that we have.
Yeah.
To me speaks volume.
And that
the
article-
fact that, had it been a person of a different complexion, that's my opinion.
Yeah.
I believe that first of all, they never probably wouldn't have, gone on a smear campaign trying to make that person look like, he's not a victim, he's a crook, he deserved what came to him. It's just that the narrative, whenever it has anything to something to do with people that look like us, the mission is to make us look like, hey, that person deserved it. Don't pity this person. Let's just try to, make this thing just go away.
Exactly.
Well, the first thing they do, they put out his music video.
Yeah.
So you know, the persona, the persona of the hip hop culture.
Yeah.
So you see him in the video, he's moving like a guy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like people automatically, the regular people are looking at that and saying, "Oh my God, he's one of them."
But can we
why
just,
are they gonna feel bad?
just for the conversation, and we never know who's listening to us, but we can agree at some point that even though he didn't deserve to die, that's 100%. We still have a problem with the culture that's around
100%.
For sure.
which is around
100%.
which is again at the end of the day the reason why he would.
The culture is one thing.
Yeah.
The incident is an entirely
Yeah,
different.
Yes.
that's what I'm saying.
So let's
Yes.
just stop mix things.
Yeah.
And
So I just want to point out that we're not blind.
Right.
We're not blind.
If
It doesn't
anything-
justify anything. But at the end of the day, it's like, okay, let me just point that out. Okay, I remember growing up and my mom always telling me, not only my mom but my family telling me, you're gonna have to work twice harder as everybody else because they have the upper, whatever. So everybody has heard that, right? And to me, it's like, oh, it's unfair, but it's the reality. So you have to, play with that. You have to dois l'accepter, right? So I'm thinking to myself, like, it's the same thing. I'm thinking to myself, it's unfair to say that, we have a problem with our culture, with the hip hop culture, the streets and whatever. But I think we'll be remiss to not let people know that we have our pulse on it, that we have our
100%.
eyes on it, and whatever, and then still talk about the issue.
I agree.
You know, and that's what I just want to bring out, because you guys telling me that they put his video out as if it had anything to do,
Any relevance.
you know, any relevance to the
control,
situation. I'm just saying.
They could have put a picture of him going to church. They didn't
Clearly.
choose that.
I'm pretty sure there is some.
Yeah, of course.
Strategically, they chose
that's
that.
exact. So and you know, and I want to make like
They're playing the
everything in correlation, and we're gonna get back to your story, Chris. But like, look to what happened with Tory Lanez, right? Like, what happened with Tory Lanez at the same time is also, in a sense, like, you know, talking about his tattoos and talking about, you know.
Well, I mean, he was already on probation. And he was acting a fool.
Yeah, exactly.
But he was already in a position where he knew better.
Yeah.
You're telling me a 21-year-old that I have no idea. And perfect.
Yeah.
But at least you had or I don't know the gentleman what his
Yeah.
situation is.
Yeah.
You know, God forbid we would ideally all have one person in our lives to help guide us towards the right path, right?
That's-
And you had your mom. So
Let me just add two things to what you just said. Number one, he wasn't proven guilty. He was just arrested. So we don't know.
Over five.
That's number one.
Yeah.
So we don't even know
what
You get
what
I'm-
happened.
Yeah.
We'll never know.
Yeah, yeah.
So
We'll never
Joe Blow went to jail, posted bail, and when that person was supposed to get out, they didn't get out. They complained and they got murdered or assassinated. That's how we could see it.
Yep.
But on another level, since we want to talk about that, this is something that as soon as I say the name, I know he's gonna know where I'm going with this. William Rainville.
Who's that?
William Rainville is the young Quebecer that got caught with 249 pistols
I know
or pieces of pistols.
Yeah.
And he was smuggling that.
Yep.
He went to prison and the man already out.
Yep.
But if me or him, he's already out. If me, him, if anybody in this room get
Nope.
caught with one pistol,
Nope.
It's
we're
done.
gonna do so much more
It's
time.
done. Yeah.
When he got arrested, they put a picture of him from his Desjardins profile.
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
Yep.
They had him looking like all dedicated and all this
It's
type of
so
stuff with the
transparent,
suit.
yo.
But this guy actually purchased a house right around the border so he could have this type of activity going on.
Accessibility, yeah.
And his sole purpose was to make money because you're not going to be using 249
It
guns.
was not a
course.
mistake,
It's a
right?
business.
Exactly. In the midst of what people are saying, it's like it's crazy guns,
Yeah,
guns,
the
guns,
murder,
guns,
the murder
guns.
rate, right,
Exactly.
the shootings, yeah.
Yeah,
every
but
week.
this guy's on the street.
For sure.
He's out now.
Yeah, he's out, man.
There's multiple cases like that, and I'm not gonna get into any of them because I feel uncomfortable. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like talking about that because I like. Anyways, I still struggle with that mentality.
Yeah.
It's frustrating.
So let me break something down to you. So it's
Go
like
ahead.
when you talk about like you're saying like the problem with our community. So that's apparent that we have a problem with our community for sure. But where does that problem come from? It's a mindset that's been installed into
Yep.
us. So for
And
me,
people are profiting off of that.
of course.
Yeah.
The music that we listen to, the clothes that we wear,
Yeah.
the jewelry that we wear.
Yeah.
Listen, brother, man, this is the second time I put my jewelry on since I came out. I sold my watch, I sold my Rolex, I sold all my bracelets because I'm trying to get rid of them.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? These are like trophies that I had.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, anybody looking for a piece like this, I'm trying to sell this right now.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna plug
Yeah.
that because at the end of the day, I don't want to show this off to my community.
Yeah.
But it's still a part of I'm still attached to it.
It's
to
part
some
of the
level.
culture.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly.
Like-
So, you know, I've had stuff like this since 2003, 2001. You know what I'm saying? But I this specific piece I had in 2003, and I'm saying all this to say, it's like when I'm on Instagram now and social media, I post a lot of stuff about not like for us to be not so focused on trinkets, which are these little
Yep.
things, and the drip and the Louis this, the Louis that, the Gucci this. You know what I mean? Like I don't promote that stuff. You know what I mean? Because I feel like that's the stuff that's hindering our community.
Yep.
But it doesn't mean that if someone works hard for something, they can't go out and buy it. I'm just saying, don't live your life for those things.
Yeah.
Because then the people that you're raising, the young ones that you're raising, they're gonna assume the same thing. Because if you grow someone to like watermelon, they're gonna want watermelon when they grow up.
Yeah, yeah.
If you grow someone to like Louis Vuitton
course,
shoes
of
and
course.
jewelry, they're gonna want that, and they're gonna try to get it by any means
It's
necessary.
crazy. Just on the sidebar, I'm gonna let you continue afterwards. But I saw a girl posting on Instagram. I don't even know why I follow her. Like,
I can find a few reasons.
yeah, but whatever. But she posted a picture of
Be careful.
We straight.
I'm letting him speak.
Wifey knows I love her. But she posted a picture of her Christmas tree. And it's those more modern Christmas tree, all white with the right decorations, whatever, all themed right, whatever. And at the bottom of it was like 2 Chanel boxes.
Oh yeah.
Only those 2 Chanel boxes. Why? Why is that relevant? And I'm just saying, like. And I'm talking about, and this is not violence, this is not whatever, but that it's in one picture, it's everything that's wrong. Like, Chanel is not black owned first, Like, first of all, you're promoting a brand that doesn't give a fuck about you, you know?
You live or die.
Right? And then those Chanel boxes are probably empty, That's one thing,
That's another thing too, yeah.
And the other thing is like, why? Why do we feel the need to floss for the other brother or sister to hate on us and then come and try and take it from us? That's crazy.
To just add to what y'all saying, man, for me, long story short, to make it super simple, young people and even adults, when you value yourself based on what you have, what you do, and what people think about you, you're screwed. And that's what get a lot of young dudes involved in the street and a lot of young women, because we get our value from what we have, what we do, and what people think about us.
Yeah, that's society today.
I'm going to add on to that.
Yeah.
So for me, when I was younger, I realized that I had an issue. I didn't love myself enough. So there's certain things that I used to possess that made me feel
like you were something.
Like I was something, exactly, brother. Like, it gave me a false sense of empowerment, false sense of power. Like, one, having a gun,
like you
24 hours a day.
Defined by the
Yeah, so like if I have my gun every day, I feel like nobody could talk to me. If you talk to me, you're gonna have a problem. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I wasn't scared to use it. My record speaks for itself. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I have that, and then after I wear the jewelry. So everybody's always looking at me, all the girls. I mean, if you guys see pictures of me at 15, 16, you're going to be like, this nigga like 15?
Right,
You know what I'm saying? So real talk, it's like I had this thing in my mind that the more jewelry I had, the nicest cars I have. You know what I'm saying? Like,
the more women.
The more women, but not even so much the women. It was more so just like I felt like I was on top of the world. You know what I'm saying?
Power, prestige.
And it's just that it's all about loving yourself. So me, I try to teach my daughter. My daughter's turning 20 soon. You know what I'm saying? I'm 38. My daughter's turning 20. So I started young. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I try to promote her. Like nothing that she wears should
define
her or give value to her. So I'm saying it's important for her to love herself for who she is.
How do you feel? How do you feel she tracks with that? Like, do you think?
It's a hard thing to teach, man.
I have a piece on my blog, freedomsamust.net. I talk about parenting from prison. Okay? When you have to parent from prison, it's a whole different ballgame, brother.
How long did you stay inside?
12 years. 12 years straight.
So that means that
when I went to prison, my daughter was 6. When I got out, my daughter was 18.
Wow.
You feel me? So I had to try to raise my daughter through prison. So every holiday, every birthday, every
teenage
time
years,
you know what I'm saying? I missed out on vital,
the core,
yeah,
right?
Exactly, and that kills me to this day. You know what I'm saying? Because like now rebuilding that relationship, it's difficult because I don't even know her. You know what I'm saying? I just met her boyfriend the other day. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just glad it was a good dude that's honorable, that has his head on his shoulder, that knows what he wants. But to be honest with you, a lot of brothers in prison, man, don't have that opportunity because their families leave them.
Yeah.
Because the stereotype.
Abandoned.
Because it's easier for them to just go.
Just watch out for the mic. Keep it closer.
So it's easier for them to just go. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I understand that. And I'll just say, like, I learned that I didn't love myself enough. So that's why I'm trying to get rid of all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Spence sees me all the time. I never have my jewelry on. You ever see me my jewelry on? Never, brother. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not trying to promote this, but I said I'm going to a podcast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You're still human. You're still human.
At the end of the day, I think that it's funny because I just watched Waka Flocka interview.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, with
The soundbite, right? He's talking about owning the hood, right?
Yeah,
man.
He doesn't flex around the hood anymore.
Yeah.
You see the evolution.
The evolution,
Bro.
and I know he's been on that for a while. I've followed his career, and I know he's been on that for a while. But what he's speaking is so he got it. You know, like he saw it. He's like, that doesn't make any sense.
Right.
And he changed, but it's not because he changed that it's going to change the whole hood or the whole culture, whatever. But at the end of the day, I think it's just. I have hope. I have hope that when you see people like him and other people, you know, like speaking up and saying, "Listen, it doesn't make any sense," you know, whatever. That eventually it's gonna help us get to another level. But let's dive more into
my situation,
your situation,
Okay,
and what happened exactly, and basically how you dealt through all of that.
Okay, so after I got convicted. In 2000, I got convicted the day before my mother's birthday, December 16th, 2011. I got convicted of second-degree murder. I was going through trial for first degree, and I got convicted. After I got convicted, there was a...
Did you pay for your own lawyer, or did you use the state?
I paid partially and used some legal aid, because by that time, man, my money done... And I realized that I was up against a system because it wasn't my first murder charge.
Right.
I'm saying I've been through multiple...
One that you beat
murder
another
cases
one?
before, yeah, exactly, and stuff
you
like
beat
that.
them?
Yeah, you don't say beat, you just say exonerated.
Exonerated.
Because if you beat, it's like as if you did something. I got exonerated of those cases and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So when I came home now, when I beat those, when I got exonerated of those cases.
Said it yourself.
You see? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
when you I got exonerated of those cases, I ended up getting charged with this murder that I got convicted for.
Right.
And
that was in Toronto.
Yeah, it's in Toronto. All my cases are from Toronto. I don't have any cases from out here in Quebec, you know. But
let's keep it that way.
Yeah, no doubt, for sure, 100%. As I was saying, I got convicted, and then something happened that never happened in Canada's history before. A jury came forward and said that she was coerced into finding me guilty. Said that the Crown Attorney and that the police and the other jury members were pressuring her. This is the first time this ever happened in Canada's history. You know what I'm saying? So, what they did with that, they swept it underneath the rug. Because they're like, bro, it was big.
The media didn't pick it up?
Oh, for sure they did, but it just got swept under the rug real fast.
Wow.
So there's a lot of politics behind my life. We're not going to delve into that
no problem.
I'm just giving you guys some context of how real shit is. You know what I'm saying? My life is a real movie, bro. Like, no joke. With the crooked cops and all that type of shit. We ain't going to get into all that. But, so I say all that to say, once I end up getting convicted, I end up getting, losing the motions, motions is just something when you file for something to happen in court. So I filed for a motion to have a new trial because the jury thing came out that they were coerced into finding me guilty. They didn't want to hear none of that. They're like, nigga, you're going to jail. Right. You know what I'm saying? All the shit that you done got exonerated of, no, you're going to jail. Yeah. So boom, I ended up going to the penitentiary. When I got to the penitentiary, my girlfriend at the time, she's like Italian, Venezuelan mix. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, but she looks just straight white. You know what I'm saying? So boom, whenever I'd go to visits, the guards be hating, you know what I'm saying? Because she looked bad, too, you know what I'm saying? So they be hating and they be telling her, oh, yo, why don't you find yourself a nice Italian boy? Why you with this nigga? You know he's a murderer. You know what I'm saying? He's involved in organized crime.
The guards saying this.
Hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? This is what they do. You know what I'm saying? They don't want us to have support. They want us to be by ourselves so they could just abuse us. You know what I'm saying? And treat us however they want to treat us, because they look at us as just punching bags. They come in from work, their wife cheat on them, they say, oh, you know, we're going to fuck somebody up today. This is how they think, bro.
You guys become like living punching bags.
Yeah, no doubt. Facts.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So, brother, you can still hear me, right? Because I got it low, you know? Yeah. But so boom. So as I said, you know, they kept on accosting my girlfriend at the time and me. I was already in segregation because I had gotten some beef. Like, one of my homies got stabbed. I was in J Unit. This is an infamous prison, federal penitentiary. Now it's more of a protective custody.
Where is it located?
It's in Millhaven Institution. It's in Kingston, Ontario.
Okay, right.
That's like the mega compound for the most jails in Canada.
Is it like in the middle of nowhere?
Pretty much.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like KKK territory, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? I think they had the last KKK compound in that area, to be honest with you.
Nice.
This is a real thing. Like, they had KKK compounds out here, bro. Like, the real talk. You know what I'm saying? People don't know this.
Like,
but if you look this shit up, you can see it. You know what I'm saying?
Cheers to that.
People don't care. People don't care.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But they don't care until it affects them.
Of course.
That's what I'm saying, as we say. So boom now, we ended up. I ended up.
In the you said J.
I'm in J unit,
Yep.
and basically some drama popped off. Whatever. I found myself in segregation. So once a week, you're allowed to have visits when you're in segregation. So I was in a place called ECA, so emergency care area. So this is where they keep like. If you're a Hannibal Lecter, this is where they keep you. You see what I'm saying?
Shit.
So like they keep like there's no like the roof is like 20 feet in the air. There's no windows. You don't know if it's night or day. You know what I'm saying? Like and they feed you through the hatch, and like you have to handcuff. You gotta be handcuffed behind your back when you come outside the cell. It's like that's how they deal with you. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So that's where they had me. I'd have to go to You get a shower once every other day. You get a phone call once every other day. You get fresh air once every other day. You understand what I'm trying to say? This is the type of treatment that people were having. That's why you see there was a big $28 million lawsuit for class action for segregation because of those inhumane conditions.
Go a little bit deeper on segregation, what it really means.
Bro, when you're in segregation, it's just like you're isolated from everyone. You know what I'm saying? And you got to do 23-1, which you're supposed to do. But you do a lot more than that sometimes because the guards decide if you're going to eat. They decide if you're going to get your medication for people that are on medication. They decide if you're going to use the phone to call your family and loved ones. They decide pretty much everything.
Yeah,
if you're going to go get fresh air and all that.
Wow. So basically, like, it's not guaranteed. It's not as if
nothing is guaranteed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like isolation. You get isolated whenever they see that they say that you're a threat to the security, the institution of the security, or to be honest with you, man, just when they don't like you, bro.
Of course.
I'm just being honest.
Looking for a reason to
stay
just
sane, man. I would go crazy.
How do you stay sane? It's either you got to make an option. It's you got to make a choice.
Well,
you know
some don't. Some don't stay sane.
Some don't. A lot of people. I've seen a lot of people lose their mind, start talking to themselves.
I would.
I mean, I just feel like I was built from good stock. You know what I'm saying? I'm original, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you know what I'm saying? I'm a Jamaican. You know what I'm saying? I'm from. You know, the Ashanti tribe run deep in my blood. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like you know what I'm saying. I got that strength,
the
that
spirits
power.
were
You know what I'm saying?
right.
Hey, brother, why you shake your head? You Haitians are strong too, brother. Why you?
We know it.
Come on, bro.
It's cool.
But
We gave y'all book,
Chris,
man. Like,
but Chris, tell me something. You got convicted.
yeah.
You got convicted at that time of not what I mean. The sentence. You told me earlier.
I got life 12.
You got life 12, so you knew you were gonna get out in 12.
No, that's life 12 doesn't mean that.
Okay, what does it mean?
I know guys that that's when you're eligible for parole.
Yes.
After 12 years is when you're
There's still
actually
no
eligible for
guarantee.
parole. But when for full parole.
Right.
But I know guys that when I went to the penitentiary, they were in there already 10, 15 years, and they're still there right now.
Yeah, no
and they
problem.
have life 10.
Wow.
So just to show you, anything that you do, you know how hard it was for me to get out. That's a whole nother story.
Right.
Let me get into the whole situation.
Go into
So boom now, I'm there. A girl's always coming to check me, you know what I'm saying? She's loyal, she's coming to check me, whatever. And I'm going through hell. I just got a life sentence as a 25-year-old, you know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
Seeing that my life could be gone, you know what I'm saying? I know that I got to raise a child. I'm going to lose my house. I'm going to lose all the cars I have. I'm going to lose all the money I got. And luckily, I didn't spend all my money on lawyers because I wouldn't been able to do my bid. Because I lived my bid through residual money that I had stashed. But I'm a street nigga, so I understood that, you can't spend all your money on your lawyer because if you do and you blow trial, you're done. You're gonna be out here having to hustle in jail, and that's how niggas don't get out because they find themselves trying to hustle,
And they get caught.
and then they get caught, and then after they use that against you.
Of course.
When they arrest you and they tell you whatever you say can and will be used against you in the court of law,
That's
they
what it
mean that
means.
shit,
That's
bro.
what it means.
They mean that shit.
That's what it means.
Right till that, even to this day, right now, because I'm partially free, I'm on day parole.
Right.
So I'm not even on full parole yet, but just the life sentence, it just means that like. Bro, I could spit on the sidewalk and the cops see me.
That could be a reason.
And that's a
to arrest you.
mischief
That could
charge.
Be a reason, yeah.
Done.
And I could go back to jail for that.
Done.
And I could find myself back in jail for 2 years for that.
Wow.
Minimum.
Wow.
I just want you guys to understand the type of road that I have to walk.
Right.
It's a thin line. So if you see me out here for over a year, it's because I'm doing, bro, I speak at universities, at colleges. I work with the brother, with the youth. You know what I'm saying? I do all type of stuff. And I'm registered for, I go to university myself, I work construction, and I just open my own foundation. You know what I'm saying? So just understand, like, and even then, they still, oh no, we want you to do more time.
They're still looking for any reason.
Of course, and this is what they do. Now I'm going to go back again.
Go ahead.
To the incident. So boom, one day, Shorty comes to visit me, and they're accosting her. They're like, oh, your skirt's too short. She comes in, she's wore this skirt multiple times to come visit me, but they're saying, oh, your skirt's too short, you gotta go change. So she went and put on stockings. I'm saying, she came back, oh no, your bra is, it's hanging, we could see your bra strap. You gotta go put on a shirt. So they gave her one of the jail shirts to put on. So she had to wear the big jail shirt.
Yeah.
So she felt fucked up, you know what I'm saying? Like she come there in sexy get up, you know what I'm saying, for a man, whatever. Anyways, long story short, we still had to visit. They were like, oh, after the visit now, they're telling me, oh, you were making out with her too much. What are you talking about? I don't even like kissing. Be honest with you. I must have kissed a girl 1-2 times. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even a kissing type of nigga.
So they were making up stuff. Whatever.
They're just making up all kinds of shit. So I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, matter of fact, yo, listen. I just want to know where was my daughter's visit application. Now, for everybody, like I'll send you guys the link. They can see the video of what happened. You guys will see clearly because I got the video of this assault, which is very rare within itself. But I got that because...
How'd you have access to it?
I didn't have access to it. Correctional Services of Canada, also known as CSC, they destroyed the video. But I was able to, through my channels, to be able to get the video.
Interesting.
I'm not going to lay out all
that. Of course.
It's you know what I'm saying? It's a complicated situation. But Correctional Services destroyed it, but I was able to still get it. And I got it... the incident happened in 2012. I ended up getting the video in 2019.
Just watch out for the mic.
Sorry. Yeah. The incident happened in 2012, and I end up getting the video in 2019.
19.
Right?
Okay.
So, back to the story. So, boom, I end up, I'm at the visit. I'm telling her, the female staff that was hating on my visitor, listen, hey, I'm looking for my daughter's visit application. She's like, you know what? I don't know where it is. Go over there and strip search. I'm like, but you can't strip search me. What are you talking about?
What?
You see her in the video. She's pointing to me. She walks past me. She's like, no, you go over there and strip now. I'm telling you to strip now.
Could you tell them why she's not able?
Yeah, because the way it goes is like men are not allowed to be stripped by women and women are not allowed to be stripped by men. Okay.
Right.
So you have to be stripped by your same sex.
Yes.
So to be honest with you, bro, I'd rather a woman strip me naked.
Yeah, I get it.
But you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I'd rather that be my woman. I'm not going to be stripping naked for just any random girl that just wants to see black dick. Like, I'm not into that.
Yeah.
So, boom. And I'm not even saying that's what she would be into, but it was just like dehumanizing for me to feel like, I have to strip search her.
Of course.
So boom, I'm like, I'm not strip searching for you. I'm like, yo, let the male come, I'll strip search. So then the male hears this talking, the guy that actually is supposed to strip search me, and he starts coming to strip search me, and then she walks away, and I start the strip search. You see this in the video. I give the guy my ID, my prisoner ID, which I can show you guys what it looks like, because I actually still have one. I got to walk with it every day, or else I'll go back to jail. That's another thing too.
Wow.
Damn.
So boom, so I give them the ID, and then all of a sudden I just see guards coming from everywhere. She went and called a code blue, what they call it. Code blue is when they call attention to all the guards to come to one area. So she calls code blue, saying that I'm being difficult. I'm refusing a direct order, bro. I didn't refuse shit. So now they all surround me. You see this in the video, and they're telling me strip search. Now there's not just female staff, there's male staff, but there's 30 of them there.
A bunch of them.
And I'm like, they're like, no, you need to strip search now. I'm like, I'm definitely not strip searching in front of all you guys.
It's like you're an animal, basically.
Yeah, I said, I'm not doing that. 2 seconds later, boom, pepper sprayed.
Yeah.
Then they start rushing me, boom, kicking me, you know what I'm saying? Like, kicking me, punching me, left, right, and center. And then they start, one of them, they're fighting over who could choke me. So 2 of them are fighting over who could put me in a chokehold. But mind you, I found out through studying the law later that chokehold that they're trying to put me in is actually abolished for CSC
Right.
use.
It's illegal.
Since 1999, it's illegal.
Wow.
This is the same chokehold that killed people like Eric Garner.
Eric Garner, that's what I was
If you
gonna
guys
say,
remember how
right.
Eric Garner was killed,
Yeah.
it's the same thing. And bro, they choked me out. I've been through wars, bro. No one's ever knocked me out. I'm not just saying that. Check my record.
Yeah,
no
but
one's ever
that's-
knocked me out. I got put to sleep. They choked me out unconscious. Bro, I'm gonna keep it all the way real. I pissed my pants, bro. I woke up.
They fucked you
You
up.
know what happens when you piss your pants? I didn't defecate, but when you piss your pants, it's because you had a near-death experience.
Right.
Though.
Yeah, you lost.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not enough
I could have
oxygen.
died, bro.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't understand this, and they choked me out. And you see them there. Some of them are laughing. It just reminded me of a modern-day lynching. Because if people know what the words like picnic means, you'd never use that word if you know what picnic actually stands for. It stands for pick a nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because back in the days, they used to pick a nigga, put him up, and it used to be a big event. And they'd say, we're going to pick a nigga today, and they're going to hang him, And you see, I could send you guys pictures.
Celebrating.
And you see them celebrating. You see the kids laughing. Oh my God, he's dying. Oh my God, he's pissing all over himself.
Decapitations and shit. Yeah.
That's the way shit works. And that's what I thought about. When you see the video, you're going to see all white people. There's no black people. It's just me and them. And they're assaulting me for no fucking reason, bro.
They wanted to humiliate you.
100%.
That's what they wanted to do.
They wanted to humiliate me and demean me.
And they find that entertaining.
I felt like they wanted to kill me. That's how I
it
felt.
wouldn't have mattered had you died to them.
Yeah, wouldn't have mattered because first of all, they already destroyed the video.
Mm-hmm.
So if I had died, I would have just been a memory.
Nothing.
And that's the reason why you're going to court tomorrow.
So yes, I'm going to court tomorrow. So after all these years, when I decided to fight, and this is why I want to tell you too, like the system is messed up. I had lawyers, bro, that when I won my grievance, so who's in charge of correctional services in Canada right now is a lady named Ann Kelly. At the time, she was just working as like a deputy, you know what I'm saying? So she answered to my grievance because we have processes inside to complain.
Of course.
But they're just like frivolous. They just it doesn't even make sense to complain because you always lose. So 97.7% of the grievances that are filed are denied.
Right.
Mind you, this grievance that I filed was won. Because one thing I do is I know the law. I studied the law and I wrote it specific to certain things. And I made it in a way where they couldn't really deny it. I won the grievance. That lady that's now the head of Correctional Services of Canada, she's the one that responded to that grievance. And she basically absolved the guards of doing any bad behavior. She said, we're not going to absolve you of the bad behavior you did that led to you getting assaulted. She accused me.
Like it's your fault.
Like it was my fault. And I have that in paper with her writing and her signed. And she is the boss of Correctional Services of Canada. So if she can do that.
She's protecting her people.
Not even just that, brother. Of course she's going to do that. If she thinks like that, imagine what all of her subordinates think.
Of course. Of course.
They can do whatever they want.
And they're being backed by her.
Exactly. I'm going to speak on something else too. You see when you talk about this, we're assuming that
Nicous Spring.
Nicous Spring died by asphyxiation.
Yeah.
Because he had the mask on, which is, if you guys know what a Hannibal Lecter mask is, that's like that with the cover
lines.
on it.
Yep.
So the little part that Hannibal Lecter had, that part would be covered, and they sprayed him there.
So they blocked everything.
Bro.
They blocked everything.
You can't breathe. So he died definitely, most likely from asphyxiation. And probably a couple punches and kicks to the head too, because they don't play to do that. And they got steel-toe boots. So imagine someone kicking you in your head with construction boots. You feel me? So this is the type of shit that people got to deal with. So boom, now imagine, so now they pepper sprayed me. You're going to see in the video, because I'm going to send you guys the video too, so you guys can upload it along with the story. And so they pepper spray me and I'm there, whatever. And when they drag me, they handcuff me in the back. And when they lift me up. So imagine your hands are handcuffed behind you, and they lift you up just by your hands. They dislocated both of my shoulders.
Your shoulders are gone.
They dislocated both of my shoulders. Just because, honestly, genetically, we're blessed. Bro, I was able to heal back properly. I'm still in the gym pumping 3 plates, like, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of people don't get like that because they ruin you.
Yeah.
They lift me up, they walk me back. I can't even see where I'm going because they did this special maneuver that they do. Mike is way out here. They did this special maneuver that they did, and they walked me backwards so I can't see where I'm going. Imagine you're pepper sprayed, you have to walk backwards, you don't know where they're going. They could be taking you to your death chamber, they could be taking you to a cliff, they could be taking you to water to throw you in the ditch, you don't know.
Yeah.
Wow.
So they walk me to another area, and they have a trick. The sunlight with the pepper spray, oh my God, bro. It's like if you eat something hot and then you drink hot water.
Right.
You understand?
Yeah.
So what happens is they put me in a room, another strip search room, and they put me right in front of the sunlight because it was in the day, the visit.
Yeah.
And the sun's beaming in on me, and they said, turn him around over there. Yeah, I hear them telling it. They turned me around, bro. It's almost like my face was burning. You know when a vampire goes into the sun?
Yeah. Wow.
That's how I felt. My face was literally burning, bro. And they're like, strip. And I hear a couple of niggers, and they're like, strip, nigger, shit like that. And then now the correctional manager, who's their boss, which you call him the 4-banana, he's saying, and Spence never even heard these details before, you know what I'm saying? It's my brother, and I never even got into it like this with him. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, so when I'm there now, the correctional manager is telling them, he's like, yo, let me do a time check. Okay, good, we're good. So the correctional manager, who's their boss, he's telling them, okay, guys, we have him under control now. He's contained. You guys need to go. There's too many of you guys in here. It's inhumane. He's got a strip search now. You guys have to leave. You heard all of them are saying, fuck that, we're not leaving. Fuck that nigger. I have that shit on video.
You hear them?
Of course, I could hear it. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't know.
you mean
on video.
Yeah, I have it on video because
In the video, you hear that?
Yes, you can hear them saying, "Yo, fuck that, we're not leaving. He's gonna strip right here in front of all of us. We don't trust him."
And you hear them saying the N-word?
Yeah, you hear all that.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying? 100%.
At this point, the N-word is like icing on the cake. At
that's
this
the
point,
norm, bro.
With
That's
everything
the norm.
that's happening, like
so boom,
they made a show out of it.
So it's like boom. Now they're strip searching me, and so basically I have to strip search now in front of the same people that I said I wasn't going to strip search in front of. A few of them walked out, but there was still a lot of them there.
In front of the people that gave you a beat down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So imagine how humiliating that is.
Of course.
My face is burnt all up. I can't even see who's in front of me, and I have to strip. That was the first time, bro.
With broken shoulders.
That was the first time, bro, that I felt like I couldn't even, like I felt so low, bro. I felt like I was beneath the earth. How they made me feel like as if I wasn't human, like I was subhuman, like, nigga, just do what the fuck we're telling you or else we'll kill you in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? That's how I felt. So then, boom, I let that sit in. I end up going back into segregation. It's like, you know, I'm dealing with all the dramas from jail, you know what I'm saying? Like street politics, whatever. And then I got to live with all that. I'm not even getting to all that, but fast forward now. So 2000, I did the grievance. I ended up winning the grievance after they transferred me to Donnacona. That's how I made it to Quebec. Because they knew I had support in Quebec, so they sent me to another region. That's what they thought was doing me a favor, because they didn't want me in their prison no more, right? Because I'm a liability to them. So they got me out of the prison. So, but they sent me to another maximum security, because back then, when you're a lifer, you got to do 2 years max regardless. So I'm saying? When you go to the penitentiary, you got a 2 years max, and then you can go to a cascade down. So I got to Donnacona, and I won the grievance, and I tried to file a lawsuit. They told me, the statute of limitation ran out because they delayed the process so that...
What is the limitation? 7?
Statute of limitation means is like
No, I know, but how long is it? It's 10
How long
years?
is it
Because
for
this happened in 2012,
So you
right?
get 30 days to file another grievance, and then by the time you get the decision, then you have another 60 days to file something.
Yeah, we're talking about days.
It's not
statute of limitation on a crime. He's talking about basically days to fill out the right paperwork and whatever. So they were delaying that paperwork and then whatever, you know?
Exactly. So then basically when I wanted to sue and do all that, I couldn't. And back then I'm in the max. I'm not thinking about, definitely not charging no police, because that's just against my ethics. You know what I'm saying? To charge anybody, because I'm a street nigga. So I'm like, I'm not charging nobody with nothing. But later on in life, I'm like, it's time for, I realize that the street life paralyzes us from being able to actually get justice.
Handicaps you.
It handicaps us because we have this mentality that, we're not going to do this, we're not going to do that.
While they're doing
it and using it against us.
Yeah.
The system is built and designed this way. And they pump into our head. You'll see sometimes these record execs, don't snitch, no snitching.
Yeah, because
those guys will snitch on you in a heartbeat. You walk past their house, they'll call the cops. Of course. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
But they're telling you this because they know that it works in their favor.
Yeah.
We're protecting them.
So all that to say, years later, I kept on fighting, but one thing I kept on doing, even though I was going through so much stress, I ended up breaking up with my girlfriend at the time, lost my house, lost everything, but I still had a little bit of bread I was able to maintain, and I started, I had an epiphany. I started, just working on myself. I started going to the gym, and I started studying the law. And that was the best thing that ever happened to me, man, picking up books and started learning and reading and getting and enriching myself with knowledge. And then I realized a way to go about getting it done. Mm-hmm. So I ended up getting a lot of community activists involved in my stuff. But I'm hands-on, you know what I'm saying? So I was telling, I want this done, I want that done. And it took me some time to get the people that I could work with, because not everybody wants to work with someone that's so hands-on, you know what I'm saying? I'm very meticulous.
Yep.
So it's like, I ended up figuring out a way. Lawyers were telling me, there's no way we could do nothing with this. The statute of limitation ran out. I said, okay, there's a way we could get in there. And they didn't believe me. But God did. You know what I'm saying? Because trust me, I'm in here right now. I'm in here like swimwear, bro. Trust me. So it's like I figured out a way. I didn't even have to really go through any channels. I made my lawyers and activists speak to the Ontario Provincial Police. And then the way that they came and see me and did the interview was a whole problem within itself, which we're not going to get into because it's something I got to talk about at court tomorrow. But and then they end up, because there's so much media attention, they felt compelled to charge someone. So they charged 1 out of 30 of them.
Of course.
they
Yeah,
had
of course.
to-
Escape.
One of them,
Escape.
one of them had to
Okay.
fall on the knife.
That was my question. You're going to court to sue or to charge one of them?
No, one of them got charged. I didn't charge anyone. The
Okay.
OPP
Well,
did.
they charge exactly.
Yeah.
They
So
did,
one of them, because he has probably the one with the worst record.
Of course.
And he's the one that pepper
Yeah, they
sprayed
need
me. They need someone to fall on the
need
knife.
someone.
Yeah.
So
Even though they're
basically,
many.
that's essentially what happened. And then now I'm going to court tomorrow. It's been 10 years and
But
10 years and 2 months.
tomorrow you're going to court, but there's no consequence for you tomorrow.
Nah, it's not. It's the first time I'm going to court. And it's not about
On the good
me.
side of the
You know what I'm
court.
saying? It's not about me.
You're going as the
But trust me,
as the
you-
plaintiff.
I'll
Would have rather
go
not
and
go.
it's like it's the like. But listen to this. So I'm going to court, but the Crown never reached out to me. They don't ask me if I had any evidence. They never even told me that I had court date. You know how I knew I had a court? You know how I knew that there was a court date? I had to hire my own lawyer to go contact the Crown of that area. And then they waited like 2 months and they're like, yeah, there's a court case. Yeah, tell them we're going to subpoena him. Subpoena me? I'm the victim. Why do you have to subpoena me? You could just ask me. How come? You know what I'm saying? Just to show you the two different justice systems, my brother.
course.
There's one for the privileged, and there's one for the condemned, and one for the privileged.
Hoping that you're just gonna go away.
Exactly. But I'm not going away, bro. I'm like a fly on the wall. I'm not going nowhere. I'm sticking to the shit like white on rice, bro. Like I'm not going fucking nowhere. You know what I'm saying? I'll die for this shit.
No, I get it.
I used to
You
take
have to.
penitentiary chances all the time. You know what I'm saying? For things that didn't mean nothing, like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Me, bro, I'll die for this shit.
Yeah.
And I'll go out there and I'll go there by myself. You know what I'm saying? If I had to. And stand firm because, bro, there's a lot of people that are suffering in prison, and this is a good segue to talk about brother that's inside that lost his life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And people need to stand up and ride for that.
Yeah.
Because you know what? Enough is enough, bro.
Yeah.
Like, what are you going to wait till it's your kid?
Yeah.
And then you're going to be like, oh, yeah. And then you're by yourself again?
You're always on.
And then and everyone's by themselves?
And that's the reason why, I reached out to Sven's because this is our way of, talking about it and
it.
doing
Shedding
something
light to
because
it, no doubt.
this is the thing. Like it's everybody's caught up with their lives and life is getting even more difficult now. So people are like, it's easier for them to cop out and, whatever. Like I'm talking about a lot of people in my entourage that are not even aware of this situation,
You see?
Yeah.
And to just plug something in, we started a podcast called Stories from the Inside Out.
Right.
And we have lawyers, we have people that are inside in prison, we have different people talking about their story and their interactions
Are you
with
talking to them, via phone or something
via
like
phone.
that?
Via phone.
Oh, wow, this is dope.
Yeah, so you can find out on every social media platform. And man, there's a lot of work that needs to be done.
And you know what? It's crazy. And, sometimes, like I don't like to always revert it to celebrities, but sometimes their case puts a highlight on the situation. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Taxstone.
No.
No?
Oh, Taxstone. Of course.
All right. So Taxstone was a podcaster. He used to do a big podcast that was affiliated with Charlemagne the God, and so forth. They were on the same podcast network. So Charlemagne discovered Taxstone. Taxstone was, I think, it's about our age, 38, 39, whatever now, and he did a bid too at Rikers Island,
Right.
and coming out. He had all these connects with celebrities from whatever reason, and basically he came out, had this podcast that boomed, right? And everybody he was with Jay-Z, Rock Nation, whatever. He was sponsoring Douce because his things was, and then a situation happened where at a T.I. concert in New York, he had a run-in with Troy Ave.
Okay.
And a gun that got discharged, and Troy Ave's bodyguard and friend died.
Yeah.
Right?
Shot and killed, yeah.
Basically. And they basically find out that the gun was his, that he crossed state with the gun.
Straight lines, yeah. Right.
All that stuff, whatever.
That's all they needed.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
all they needed.
Bottom line, that's irrelevant. What I'm saying is that he got back inside because of it. They picked him up.
100%.
He went back inside. That was 2017. 2023 right now, he never had a court date till this day.
man.
And he's
signs.
talking because he has a lot of contacts on the outside, obviously,
yeah.
even though a lot of people left him
Separated himself for sure.
from him,
They
whatever.
shunned him, for
but
sure.
he still has access to his Twitter and stuff like that, whatever. So sometimes you see some updates and he's like, what they're doing to me is inhumane. Like,
For sure.
it's like they don't have a
just
court
want you
date for
to
him,
rot and be forgotten,
and
basically.
whatever. And he was talking about a situation that happened. Just finish with that when there was a blackout. I think it was either last year or 2 years ago in New York. There was some kind of a blackout or something, whatever, and during the winter, and the Manhattan correctional space that in the middle of the city in New York, it was black, and they didn't have running water.
They didn't have any,
they didn't
like,
have like
backup
eaters
generators, nothing.
and whatever. And he called in and he was like, "Listen, people are dying here."
Yeah, but nobody,
like whatever.
It
And
was in the middle of the pandemic too,
Yeah.
so people didn't like.
so I'm just saying, like, it's all over the place. It's crazy. I just wanted to point that out. Whatever, but yeah.
To go back to what you said and what Chris is saying, man, the States is a lot worse. You get what I mean? You got some people sitting in the way the system is made, it's made for you to cop plea. It's made
Right.
for you to say, yes,
Yeah,
I
I'm
did
guilty.
it,
Yeah, I'm
so they
guilty.
can have a conviction and
Yeah.
make it go away. I've seen dudes in Miami-Dade County, when I was running the street, be in jail for 10 years. Fighting a major case.
Provincial prison.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Is that a county?
State.
That's county?
Yeah, county, yeah.
That's county, but like 10 years. Imagine being in a place like Bordeaux for 10 years and you didn't even go finish your trial yet.
Wow.
Yeah, Miami-Dade County is one of the
But
worst.
if
But
you're innocent, then you still
it
spend
doesn't,
10
but
years. in prison.
they
matter.
punish you if you want to fight. They
Yeah.
punish you, but by making you wait
Because
and
you
wait
plead.
and
Because
wait
you
fucking
didn't
up
and
their
wait.
career. You're fucking up
Exactly.
their career and their MO, their end game.
Yeah, like my last charge, I asked for a speedy trial. It took me like a year. And that's a speedy trial.
That's a speedy trial. And it could've
Exactly.
been way worse.
And the goal is for you to mess up, for you to make a mistake, get caught up, and now you can't post bond. It's a
And
very dirty
you
game.
just plead so you
system.
can get it over it.
Exactly.
So Tory's done, right?
Man, I mean, the man could always appeal. He could always appeal. Me, I feel like they came to that decision, whether you believe he did it or he did not. But I don't know. I wasn't there. I can't say nothing. But what I can tell you is I feel like that was very quick. And at the same time, the man can appeal. If he can find new evidence, he can appeal and try to find another way to work on that.
That's
But
at least a year. That's at least a year.
That takes time.
You guys have
That's-
to, you guys
that's
have to
at least a
understand.
year.
There's different factors too. Like a lot of people didn't. Me, I'm by no means defending
Defending him.
nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And I got people that mess with actually Tory Lanez. So like, you know what I'm saying? This will be kind of controversial. But for me, I'll say this. There's something that he did that a lot of people don't know. Like with his last album release.
Yeah.
Like he released it somewhat independent, and he basically sold it in a certain way where people could capitalize on it.
Yeah.
Like as an NFT, something like that.
Yeah.
Bro,
Labels were not too happy.
definitely not happy.
Yeah.
So what he did was just cause such a friction, and bro, trust me, all these people at the top are buddies, man.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's nothing for the record execs to be like, oh, this guy's a nuisance.
Yeah.
We need to get him out.
Get rid of
so
him.
even if you don't have make sure the case sticks.
Yeah.
And like you said,
Sometimes-
you're not defending him in the sense that they didn't prove that he shot her.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't
They
think there's
pretty
a
much-
reasonable
But that wasn't the
doubt.
charge.
But
Yeah.
Without
that's-
reasonable doubt.
Yeah.
But the thing is, again, going back to narrative, the average person, even including me, I found out by another source of what he actually got convicted. But initially, we were all thinking he's there to prove that he didn't shoot her. So when they said that he convicted
Three
for
charges.
whatever,
Yep.
everybody's thinking, holy shit, he shot her. But no, it's just that he discharged a weapon.
Yeah.
Well, that's,
So-
sorry, go ahead.
I mean, that's what they're
That's a
claiming,
narrative
right?
that's just basics when you go to court.
Yes.
When you go to court, like for instance, if you're a juror, right? The thing that happens when you go into court and you see someone that's in the box, the prisoner's box, and the judge says, "Oh, you're at this case for such and such. He's charged with first-degree murder." You know what the first thing you're gonna think as a jury? Oh, he killed somebody.
Duh.
Yeah.
Right away.
And they're human, right? Of course, that's the first thing you're gonna think of.
Simple-mindedness.
But they're human, but it's just because we've been conditioned.
Yeah,
Even
yeah.
though the
To that,
justice
yeah,
system
yeah.
is not supposed
Yeah.
to work that way.
Yeah.
Clearly.
When you're in a pretrial situation, you're supposed to be tried by your peers, which is never.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You always try with some old people or some people that just can't
Don't
relate
look
to
like
you.
you. Yeah.
So that within itself is unfair. And then after, there's also other factors like that, where it's just prejudice. And bro, like, my situation was crazy when I talk about it. Like, First time in Canada, a jury comes forward and says she was coerced into finding me guilty. And yet still they're just like, oh, we're going to sweep that underneath the rug. We don't want this to come out.
That reminds me.
There's a system against you.
Talk to us about the parole situation, how you got out.
Well, man.
If you can.
Parole, it was just like, I just did the work, man. I just did the work. Like, I did stuff with, I was working with Desta hard at that time. I was really working with them at that time. I was already speaking at universities and colleges and mentoring my own family members and mentoring youth that are in the prison. Everything they did to me, they even moved me to an old man unit one time because somebody said I threatened them or somebody said I did something to them. So they moved me to an old person's unit to try to drive me insane. This is an old person's unit where guys are shitting on themselves, like a mental institute.
Wow.
So they tried to fuck my head up. And even that, you know what I did with that?
To destroy you.
I seen two of the old mans there that would always look at me like, oh my God, yo, you look like you work out. I want to be like you. And they'd make jokes, French guys, Quebec guys. I'm like, you know what? Come to the gym on Tuesday. And I made a program for two of those guys. And I used that, and I created a track list of everything that they did, and and broke it right down. The exercise that they did, the times that they came. I made a spreadsheet, and then the jail was just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Everything that they do to try to fuck me over, I utilized it.
Yeah.
I capitalized it.
Yeah.
Because I thrive good in adversity, bro. Because I'm from the hood.
Yeah.
So for me, adversity is just something natural to me.
Struggling is
You know what I'm
not
saying? You
it's
give
not
us
foreign.
scraps from slavery days. They give us scraps and we make those foods into delicacies, bro. That people buy now for big money.
Yeah.
So for me, this is natural to me. So I say all that to say, like, no matter what they're doing to me, I started reaching out to organizations like the Cerebral Palsy Association of Quebec. I started doing things that I was passionate about. Because even though I made mistakes, brother, I have a good heart.
Yeah.
I always tried to do Stop the Violence campaigns while I was in my city in Toronto. I made shirts, Stop the Violence, Get Your Money, all this type of stuff back in the days. But I was in the streets, bro. When you're neck deep, eye deep in the streets, you can't just leave. It's like La Costa Nostra, bro. You don't just go in and out. People will kill you for that. You know what I'm saying? Shit's real out here, bro. Like, I lived that life that you hear people rapping about. I really lived that life. Making $30,000 every month as a 16-year-old, bro.
Right.
People don't make that type of money now, and this is back in 2000.
Yeah.
So I'm saying?
Yep.
So understand the levels to this shit, you feel me?
Yeah.
So I say all that to say, like, how I got out of prison was basically figuring out a way to get correctional services to speak somewhat good on my behalf, and then capitalizing on that, and then learning how to speak on my own. Yeah. Because if you don't know how to speak, my nigga, you're done. You're done. Because they're just gonna tell you all kind of shit, and they're just gonna say, oh, well, you're not ready. Yeah. Because you have to say certain things. Like, it's kind of like clickbait. How would I say? It's kind of like
they're setting you up. They're waiting for you to trip yourself up.
Yes, but they have a structure. You have to say certain things. They have a template. Of course. So it's like, to them, they're like, okay, if he doesn't say this and that, he's not ready. Yeah.
They try to trigger you. I was in his hearing. They try to say little things, bring up all your past, put it in your face.
So I'll tell you something. And I'll let you finish after what you just said. It's everywhere in the government, in those pockets of governments. I'm gonna tell you something. One of our friends' friend got a DUI, and basically that's exactly what he said. Is they need to do a psych evaluation of you. Once you get the DUI, you need to go see somebody, and they're gonna evaluate you to see what's your tendency with alcohol, right? So, mind you, for most people, that's their first time doing a DUI. It's simply you fucked up, right? You drank too much, you took the wheel, you got a DUI, right? You know, it's not like that you're doing that every night or whatever. But that test they're asking you questions like, do you drink like on your birthday? Yeah. And if so, how much? You know, whatever.
There's only one
answer.
answer.
And then you're thinking to yourself, oh, you don't want to lie and whatever. Like, he was telling us that. It's like, oh, you're going to say, like, you don't want to seem shady, so you're going to say, I drink, like, 1 glass per week. Yeah. And, and stuff like that. Yeah.
Nope.
If you say that,
it's over.
You're done.
Yeah, you're Marshall.
You're supposed to say, I never drink.
Yeah, look at alcohol,
You're supposed to come into that situation as if it never happened. Yeah. And once that paperwork is in front of you, he told us, listen, You're supposed to say you never drink.
You don't
because
even hang
he
with people
failed
that drink.
Yeah.
the first time, and he had to wait like 6 or 7 months to pass the test again. And they're looking at you as if you never passed the test again. And he just answered, "No, I never drink." And he got in. And he got it.
And you see something else about that psych evaluation. There's a lot of people that we work with 25 years, 32 years, 18 years, 17 years. The person giving you the psych evaluation works for who? Works for CSC.
Right.
System.
Correctional Services
They
Canada.
say it's independent, but it's not.
Yeah,
a system.
that's
Part of the
number
system.
one. Number two, another issue that we have to definitely get in when it comes to that system is parole officers and the way it is for someone to get out. So number one, your parole officer in prison is like God. If they tell you, I don't recommend you to get out, the Crown is going to get this information and they're already going to be leaning to what that person says.
That's the
Crown.
Crown.
You
You really have to have the type of mindset where you make it very hard with your actions for them not to tell you no, and you got to know how to speak. And sometimes we have to prep people just to be ready to know how to speak because they always try to touch those very sensitive spots.
Wow.
Imagine this. Let's say I know one person that's in there right now. I think between I think it's 7 or 8 years, he had 13 parole officers.
Oh my God.
This is the person that's supposed to recommend you for you to get out. How do you establish a relationship with that
Keep
person?
switching. Yeah.
You feel me? Another issue that you have sometimes with parole officers is because they see everybody the same.
Same. Yeah,
So now you're a parole officer, you
Just
pick
the
up his
number.
case, you're like, okay, he got arrested for this, that. I need to get to know you. Within that, I need to get to know you. In that 6 months to a year, that person already left.
Yeah.
Another parole officer.
Start over.
I need to get to know you.
You're getting
You're trying
frustrated. You're
to
getting
work your way down
frustrated.
from a max to a medium and to a minimum so you could have different opportunities so you could not just be killing your time in the cell,
Yeah.
but actually go to school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Do
Get a
different
trade,
things.
you know? Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Not all of these prisons offer these things. You get what I
it's
mean?
crazy.
So it's really messed up.
It's crazy. But yeah, Chris, so basically wrap it up for the parole part of it. So
basically-
you spoke for yourself.
Yeah, so I spoke for myself.
But describe the setting to people
as he touched on, his brother touched on earlier, the parole officers is a big part of this. So I didn't even get supported. So you see how he was just alluding to, oh, I'm not going to support you, the PO saying I'm not going to support you? Imagine, they didn't support me. They said, we're not supporting you. So the board now, who is they're in cahoots with, now they see that also CSC is not even supporting you.
wow.
So that's why I said God did, bro.
You have everything
God
against
believed
you.
in me.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, it was just like, yo, but I had so much on my record that was blessed, that I showed that I did so much work and so much adversity, and I carried myself. I had tunnel vision when I walked into that parole hearing. I said, you know what? I have a chance. I'm gonna just do it. I'm gonna put my best foot forward. It doesn't matter that they're not supporting me. I know me, and I'm gonna speak my truth. And you know, even
And you didn't give up.
the parole officer that I had, even though she wasn't supporting me, I had many conversations with her. I'm not gonna speak on her name,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna say that she felt really bad because she knew that they were fucking me over, and she told me many times in so much different ways, like, "Yo, man, I can't support you because my boss won't let me.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
You
okay.
deserve it."
I was about to ask.
so it's
I
the
was
system.
about
It's
to
not
ask.
even
Okay,
earth.
so
I was about to ask.
okay, so
sure.
okay,
You know what I'm saying?
right. Now it makes more sense.
You know what I'm
Even
saying?
right.
Like, bro, and they released me. They gave me parole. They released me. I had no ID. Hold this for a second, bro.
You had no idea.
They released me. This is all they released me with. This ID right here. Just this. Okay. This is what I have to walk with every day. If I don't walk with that, and there's another piece of paper that they give me too, and there's another piece of paper that they give me too that I gotta walk with. This right here.
What's that?
It just basically has like my conditions, whatever I have, I have to answer
Okay.
to. It says correctional services. My PO signs it, and like if I go to certain places, I gotta report whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Like who? Like where?
Like if I go to another province, sometimes they ask me to report. But
Okay.
because I'm so well behaved, they don't ask me to report a lot of
Right.
times. But like say for instance, I went to Calgary or Vancouver.
can happen.
In
You have to
high
have
crime
everything.
areas, they'll want me to report because of my situation, right?
Right. Anyways.
So, long story short, man, I ended up getting the parole. And they released me with no ID, and I had to file grievances and complaints about these things. Now changes are happening where they're compelled and they have no choice. If they release people without ID, then it's a big issue.
Yeah.
But when we say big issue, it's their own system that's going to punish them, which is a slap on the wrist.
Right.
So all these things tying together, just like Mr. Spring that got killed. These guards are at home, bro. They're kicked up, getting paid, bro. $50 an hour, bro. Some of them are getting paid more than that. Chilling. You know what I'm saying? Like, and a young man's dead, bro.
For what?
His mother's grieving. And he wasn't even supposed to be there.
No, man, that's crazy.
So please tell me, like, do people understand? Like, okay, yes, he might have, people that are at home judging and saying, okay, this man was in jail, he was in prison, he's a scumbag. You don't know if he stole a fucking chocolate bar. Suppose he was hungry and he didn't have nothing to eat. So all those that are judging, don't throw stones if you live in a glass house.
Yeah, for sure. No,
Just remember that.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what someone's going through.
The judging, it needs to stop in the sense that, like we spoke about it, like there's too many layers of stuff to start like judging specifically whatever. Like I could judge maybe a specific like asshole that would like, like some
that you know is an asshole.
Like some kind of pedophile ring stuff, whatever, or stuff like that.
Like that pastor that you sent us online.
Right.
I mean, I could judge. We saw it, right? I mean,
Yeah, and we all have we all entitled
yeah.
to our opinions too. But if you see someone that something it's tangible, you know that this is wrong.
Yeah.
That's different.
Yeah, that's different.
But people that are sitting in their high horse, they're judging and they don't even know.
Yeah, they don't
that's
know.
Pathetic,
yeah,
man.
that's pathetic. No, it is. And at the end of the day, I think that's and for me, what this conversation did today for me is it opened me more to the situation where something happened before. That's irrelevant. Once you're inside, you still need to be able to live as a decent human being inside. Give you at least those basic needs like properly and whatnot, and not be deprived of that, and be humane,
So I'm
whatnot.
gonna say this. I'm not gonna sit here. I advocate for prisoners. I'm working on active prison reform initiatives. I just registered my foundation, Freedom's a Must Foundation. It's a not-for-profit organization. And I'll say this. Even though I advocate for prisons, don't get me wrong. There's some fucked up people in prison.
True, of course.
Okay? I'm not going to say that everyone in prison is blessed. Because it's not. It's not all pastors and not to say pastors are all blessed. But it's not, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not all nuns and pastors in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's some messed up dudes in there that, honestly, they need to be somewhere. I don't know if it's going to be prison. But at the end of the day, it's like, I don't believe in prisons. I believe that there needs to be another way of reform. Because I feel like prisons are oppressive and they're making savages in there, bro.
They're making things worse.
If I didn't educate myself while I was incarcerated, bro, first of all, I wouldn't be here right now.
You would have became a monster, right?
And I could have became a monster. Because I see guys that are monsters and be like, yo, listen, if I get out that motherfucker, man.
And probably you didn't get in as a monster.
No, but I was entrenched in the lifestyle hard, bro.
Exactly,
but
yeah,
at the end of the day, I had to learn. I had to make a decision because when you got a daughter crying to you on the phone when she's going through 100%. Puberty and you can't be there for her, you know what I'm saying? When you got a mother, that's crying because you just got a life sentence on her birthday.
It can make anyone enraged.
You know what I'm saying? Like when you got family members dying and you can't go pay your respects, you feel me? Like
it's killing you.
Graduations, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, you missed
birthdays,
on that a lot. True.
You know what I'm saying? So I missed many years of that. And remember, not just the 12 years. I did 2 years before that. Then I did another year before that.
Well, like
you know what I'm saying? Because I was entrenched in this lifestyle. And my whole mission now is promoting to get away from that lifestyle. You know, I'm telling the youth, like, listen, you could do this, you could do that. Look, I came out, I had nothing pretty much. Obviously, I had a little bit of a small bag to work with, and I kept my connections good because when I was out there in the streets, I didn't rob and kill people for foolishness. If someone did something to me, I defend myself.
Right.
I was a hustler, and I teach people how to hustle, but now hustle in the right way.
The right way,
you know what I'm saying? I'm channeling my energy in the right way. Meeting brothers like Spence, you know what I'm saying? He's just an exemplary person, bro. Like, I tip my hat to this dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just, honestly, everything that he does is about teaching the youth the right way.
100%.
You don't have to agree with him, and sometimes we could agree to disagree, but one thing we know is that we're trying to get to building our community to be better because we're better than this. You know what I'm saying? And that's what this is about at the end of the day.
It reminds me of what we were talking about, that Waka Flocka interview. What he was saying if the youth knew how much money they could make legally,
they would never go to that shit.
They would never go to the street stuff. But they don't know.
They don't know.
Comes down to what you know.
Probably someone tried to tell you the same thing when you're wrong. You were young. You don't remember.
You can't comprehend it.
Exactly.
Because it's not what you see. It's not your reality.
Exactly. And it's always about fast money, right?
Give you an example.
Kids and
I could reach out to youth, and they resonate with me. because they say, oh, that's a real nigga.
Yeah.
He done been through the flames.
Yeah.
But you try getting someone that the government brings in from Harvard University or this and that, they're going to be like,
Get the fuck.
the young youths are going to be like, who are you, bro? Get away from me. You don't know my
Well, I mean,
plight.
but I mean,
You don't know what I've been through.
I mean, in that sense, I agree with you. But I do think that at the end of the day, it's just communication skills. So I'll give you an example. Like for me, like I started at Scream, like we're talking 2014, 2015. So throughout those years, what happened is that the highlight on me, like in the beginning, was really high because specifically at that time when I came out with the drink, like. Nobody was doing this. Like, I mean, in Quebec specifically, like there was no black-owned like liquor on the shelf, right? So my notoriety came to fruition, and a lot of people started messaging me, like on Facebook, like people I didn't know, whatever. And there were some kids that reached out to me and that said, listen, like I saw an interview from you and whatever. And like one kid specifically said, like, I didn't think that it was possible for a black man to have a liquor at the SAQ.
Exactly.
Like he wrote this verbatim.
Yeah, exactly.
And he said, because of that, like, I'm going to try and get off from the street. He wrote that, whatever. So that's why.
That
that's
gave
the
me
same
chills,
thing.
bro. That gave me chills because that's real talk.
Because the thing is that even though I'm not from that lifestyle, the streets lifestyle, whatever, I still can communicate in a way that, like, I'm not in it, but I saw stuff, so I know
were in the vicinity.
I understand.
But you know what? Even if you weren't in it, from what you're saying, you don't even have to be in it because you were able to motivate someone without even putting that type of shit out there.
Right.
You're putting out positivity.
Right.
And from that, it breeded more positivity.
Yeah.
The youth's like, yo, man, fuck, I want to be like this. I don't want to be selling drugs every day. I don't want to sell drugs to my friend that's going to sell drugs to his mother that's pregnant with his sister.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
Yep.
I don't want to shoot my own people that look like me.
Yep. And that's and again, that's the reason why I think that we have a job to do to promote each other's work and whatever. And when it's possible to bring everybody together, because those voices, that's what we're going to reach more people by talking
100%,
together.
100%.
Like your background, my background, everybody's background together and whatever. So, but yeah, definitely I condemn that. It's crazy.
We could go on about this forever. This is a topic I could talk about forever, but obviously I got to cut.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I really appreciate the opportunity, guys, and like, open invitation for me to you guys. Anytime you guys want me to come through, what I'm saying? I'll get you guys contact. And I have some big things, big projects coming up. And you just hit it on the nail on the head just now when you said that we got to start promoting these ideas to the youth.
Yeah,
because you see how one was able to say that to you.
Yeah,
there's gonna be 10 maybe.
Yeah,
that maybe
for sure.
be like, oh my God, yo, these guys have a podcast. Yo, I always thought about this.
Yeah.
I always want to do something like that. I always want to do this, but they didn't feel like they could do it.
But
when they see it in real time, they're like, oh shit, I can do this.
Why not?
Another thing
to
to add to what you're saying, man, is long story short, people that are in prison, most of the time they had the short end of the stick to begin with. Yeah. That's how they found themselves there. And number two, even if you have some older people with the right message, sometimes the messenger makes the difference, but also those reference points. The more and more we get youth around people, whether it's Anthony Omenia with this space, you feel me? Whether it's Monty with DJing, whether it's you with LS Cream or whatever it is, the more they're exposed to it and they can make real contact and they could be like, yo, I could actually message Steven and tell him what's up.
Accessibility, make it mainstream.
Yep.
That reference point, and also for them to change what success looks like.
Yep.
Because if you're growing up in a neighborhood and success looks like the dope boy across the street,
that's what you're gonna know.
That's what you're gonna gravitate towards.
Exactly.
For sure.
Because those video clips make 100K views, one.
Bro, you know how hard it is for me to get a like when I post something about like
positivity.
Hey guys, let's stop posting Gucci and Poochie. You know what I'm saying? Let's stop posting. Stop posting it.
Yeah.
People are just like, okay.
Yeah.
On to the next one.
You know
what I'm saying? But let me put on my chain and my watch.
You get 100 likes right away.
Bro, right away. Ding, ding, ding. My phone
Barely
won't stop
say a
going
word.
off.
You know what you need to
feel
do? We need to do the male version of a thirst trap. So basically, you post that,
Gold.
but when they swipe, it's like gotcha.
Yeah. And then there's a hidden message.
Yeah.
Yo, you see what's deep with that too, man? I don't know if you guys know Wall Street Trapper.
Yeah, from Earn Your Leisure.
You know what he said? He mentioned the guy that owns Louis Vuitton, that he became the richest man in the world right after the pandemic. Why? Because people were getting all that pandemic money,
Yep.
and they were buying Louis Vuitton.
That's what they were
buying
spending
all of this
their
stuff.
residuals on. Yeah.
This man surpassed all of these people in tech with stuff that was completely non-essential, man.
Yeah,
Some
of
people
course.
that couldn't even afford those things to begin
no,
with.
listen.
Exactly.
Listen.
The mentality, the mentality.
We
is
are,
fucked.
and we're going to wrap this up, but if there's one thing that we're always preaching here, not even preaching, like highlighting, is the fact that, like, there's a disease in our community, like, and we all see it, like, and it's in all spheres. Like, for me, in liquor, like, it's the same thing, right? It's like you have a black-owned cream liquor, and you see black people still look at it and, like, they're like, I'm not sure, like, I'm
Yeah,
still
there's like a mistrust.
it's like
or,
I'm still gonna go grab Bailey's.
Yeah.
Like,
But if they knew how good this tastes, they wouldn't grab Bailey's. Let me tell you. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what I mean.
I
And
feel you.
the reason why I'm saying this is like it's sometimes it's
like a mistrust, a distrust.
it's yeah. So it's like, you know, oh, I'm gonna go enrich those people because it's gonna make me look fly. Nah, nigga.
Bro. I'm gonna give you even a better one. It's like this. In our community, we're taught to hate each other.
of course.
So when I see you with
Or
something,
to compete against each other.
I'm not mean specifically, but a lot of brothers will be like, oh, I see him, oh, he's looking fly, oh, he got this. I don't even want to, I'm trying to get my own. So they'll go support Louis Vuitton, they'll go support Bailey's over you because they're thinking, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like a crabs in the bucket mentality. They don't want to see you rise. Like me, I come from the screw-face capital. That's what we call Toronto. Toronto's the screw-face capital. Everybody wants to pull you down. Everybody's screw-facing you. Everybody got a gun on them. Everybody ready to kill you over nothing.
Yeah.
And it's like that out here in MTL too.
Yeah.
But it's you know what I mean? It's another level in Toronto.
Another
you know what I'm
level in
saying?
Toronto, yeah.
So it's like, for me, I'm pointing this out because like we need to learn to support each other. And bro, when they talk about community, bro, I grew up in a multicultural community, bro. I didn't see color. I didn't even understand color until I came to Canada. I didn't understand color.
Until they
But you
taught
see-
it to you.
But you see, when I was growing up in Regent Park, it's like, yo, bro, like some of my best, I still remember some of my friends, Matthew Pochowalski. You know what I'm saying? This guy was a Polish guy. A Southern Orangutan, all these guys, like, you know, these different ethnicities.
Yeah.
Yep.
We didn't see each other. We had a lot of Superpan. I can't even remember her name. It's a long ass name, but you know, we had a lot of Cambodian, Vietnamese.
Yep. A melting pot.
Yes, we're in a melting pot.
Yep.
And bro, why I'm saying that is because we can each one teach one.
Yep.
I could learn something from them. Some of my closest friends out here are Lebanese.
Yep.
They actually have a big business place around here on Chabanel Street as well. I'm just saying, bro, like we could all learn from each other.
Yep.
And a lot of things that we have that divide us is like religion. Religion is division to me. And in prison, a lot of these things is what divides us. We can talk forever, brother.
That's
Trust
another-
me. I can get into so much things.
Chris,
You know what I'm
we're
saying?
going to have you back on the podcast for
Thank
sure.
you. I appreciate it.
For part
It was my
two.
pleasure
Part
to be here.
6. Yeah.
And so we need to wrap this up. I did want to point out before we forget the pastor thing that I just want to highlight it. There's a pastor that basically molests his daughter right in front of the congregation, basically rubbing her breast and whatever, saying that her breast was his, and that he was also teaching her to like him playing with her private parts.
But in front of the whole
In front of the whole congregation.
They were all like,
And-
bravo. You know, they were like,
Again,
And
back to what
crazy.
you said before, religion.
Yeah,
Just the
and
fact
because-
that nobody said
anything at that point. I think that there might have been some awkwardness, but in the Asian community, and that was in Haiti, correct? That was in Haiti.
yeah.
That was in Haiti. You saw it, Vince?
Yeah, for sure.
So to me, I just want to point that out. Like, yo, don't let that shit ride. That shit is disgusting. Like,
It is,
there is no there is no way that a father should be touching, groping, whatever the daughter like that. Is disgusting. I don't care, because you see the daughter after going on an interview
Yeah,
and
I saw that
defending
too.
her
yeah, but of
father.
course, because for her it's normal. That's what she knows. It's for her.
That's called
It's normal. That's what she knows. She grew up in
that's Stockholm syndrome, brother.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And there's
She doesn't
levels
even know better.
But to say something else about that, just to go in a little
There's
bit deeper on
levels,
that,
man.
in Haiti, a place I go to often, in some areas, a pastor or a priest that's in any other religion, voodoo or whatever, you're like a god.
God.
You're a king.
In some areas,
You can do
the only
whatever.
thing for you to do is go to church. So
Yep.
you in church 24/7.
That's all they got.
When I saw that video, man, I was completely disgusted. You can see the girl is brainwashed. There's absolutely
And
no
the
way
people there.
to justify it. And man, it's just really messed up. And I'm actually very happy though that
got
happened
out. It got out.
because that
So
pastor
it's
is
going to highlight a lot of other churches
he's
that
very
are doing
popular.
the exact same thing.
His pastor
You
is
think
very
you think
popular.
something's gonna happen to him?
Yeah, they already say he's going to court.
Yeah, Monday.
They subpoenaed him to go to court, but the way that
Everything is set up.
I think that he's gonna get in trouble for it because he's very
Because of
popular
social
online.
media. If it wasn't for
because
social
he's so
media.
popular online,
They might make an
they're gonna
example
have
out of
to
him.
make an example, and it's just too in your face.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's rough.
But some people will still defend him no matter what.
Yeah, the daughter was defending, and she's not like a little kid. She's going to university in the States, and
But
she's
she's
justifying
just
it. But
brainwashed
Imagine the
by her
ridicule
dad,
she's
man.
gonna get when she goes back to the States.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, man.
crazy.
nah,
Man, anyways, I feel bad for her, but anyways,
God, you know.
I wish everybody the best, except that guy. But Chris, Svens, thank you for coming.
For sure.
This was.
Oh, is there anything you guys want to plug in?
Oh yeah, of
Where
course,
we
of
can
course.
find
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
please,
yeah.
where
Go
we
ahead,
can
yeah,
find
for
you.
sure, for sure. Thanks, yeah.
So last but not least, for more stories about people from the inside out, check out Stories from the Inside Out on any platform. And please continue to look out for this what is it? GoFundMe for
Yeah.
Nicous Spring. They're trying to raise money for the family to I guess his burial and different stuff like that to
For sure.
support. So look out for that. And that's what's up on my end.
Cool. Dope.
So on my end, you guys can follow me at freedom_is_a_must, one word,
Okay.
on Instagram. And from there, you'll find all my other platforms. Like my blog is at freedomsamust.net. There's some pieces that I published while I was locked up, and you guys can read the stuff that I wrote and for some different magazines and different places. And like I got a lot of stuff going on. As I said, I registered my first not-for-profit organization, Freedoms and Must Foundation. We're going to be doing some events out here in Quebec and across Canada, but mainly we're going to start in Quebec and in Toronto, where I'm from.
Perfect.
So
Good.
thanks for having me, guys. I really
definitely,
appreciate the
man.
atmosphere was great. The liquor was off the chain.
Thanks,
You know
man.
what I'm saying? I'm going to buy me 2 bottles tomorrow.
Thank you, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank you,
Yeah,
man.
no
Appreciate
doubt.
it. Appreciate it. Martin, you want to tell people where you're DJing next?
No.
Martin was here about a year ago saying, I'm just DJing.
dabbling in-
Alex, tu te rappelles? I'm just DJing for fun.
told him.
You know,
Warned
it's,
him.
I'm just doing it in my basement for
We
fun.
lost him. We
now
lost
he's on the billboards.
It's still for fun. Still
DJing.
for fun. I still do it for. I love music, so.
So what's up with the
just-
verses, man?
Homie's got a verses going.
Hey, look.
Yeah, voila. You
I
see?
asked him to do a party, me and him only, and he said, "Let's do a versus." I'm like, "All right, my friend." But so hey,
My friend for now. It's friendly competition. Friendly competition.
right.
But
I
once
mean,
it
look,
starts,
I know music. That's all I can say, and I
sure.
love mixing. I mean, it's a passion for me, and then I just discovered it. I just started as for fun, and then one of my friends doing a party every Friday, so she offered me like a spot, like an hour or something, and then it started from there, and now.
That's what's
it is
up.
what it is.
Guys,
It is what it
limit.
is, exactly. Yeah.
We're
But
gonna
I don't
see-
do that for money at
we're
all.
gonna-
I mean, most of the time it's for
We're going to see Martin.
most of the time it's for free. I just love it.
What's it called? We're going to see
So, yeah,
Martin.
Music is the key to the soul, brother.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, I used to be so busy with kids, but now they're like 21, 23. So
Catching up.
You can live
exactly,
now. You can
I need
live
to find
now.
myself a hobby. Yeah, so here it is. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah.
We're going to see Martin in Ibiza.
That's what's
I
up.
wish. Now I'm gonna charge.
For sure.
Well,
right.
guys, I mean, thanks again for joining us. This
Definitely.
was episode 195. So keep on liking, keep on subscribing,
Comments.
comment, whatever. You know the vibes. So I'm Stephen Charles.
Gabi Michel.
Le podcast People We Out.
Peace.
Peace.